Davo, Tom and Callum here for the podcast, so we've got some exclusive content for you this morning.
You know what? Sometimes we get some text on the text line, which we always appreciate. Don't forget the number is 0428927927. Whenever you're listening to this, just send in a text.
yeah, please. Could be anything. Could be any time.
Just to please enjoy your day, guys. Everything's going to be all right.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take that. Absolutely. A bit of positive affirmation. I mean, there is one bloke that always texts in from a payphone and he's not having a normal one. It's been a real... He's doing something.
He seems to think he is alien.
Today, yeah, he thinks he's an alien, yeah.
It'll be an interesting one when we get a text from the payphone and it's a normal text and you're like, wow, he's broken away from the whole alien thing. You know, he's on a normal stride. Go him.
Yeah.
Then there's that other number that ends in 87.
Oh, and they send us some of the crookest text I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. He can stop texting.
He could absolutely stop texting.
Everyone else can text him.
But what's terrifying about him is that sometimes he does send normal text and we do laugh at it, and then next minute it is like
he
carnage.
could be absolutely anyone. That's the scary part.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like you could see him at a fresh event and, you know, he could be talking to you like a normal person and you don't realize that he is actually the dude with spiritual religious psychosis on the text line.
Yeah. It's full on. But today yesterday Taylor got quite the funny text, and obviously we're doing a palmy party that's happening tonight, the 7th of December, and we've got a bunch of people coming along to Saatchi's down at
Anzac Highway.
Thank you. And we're going to all be enjoying a 600 gram palmy, which is very exciting. But the way people got involved, they had to text in palmy party. Now, it looks like Taylor's got a text yesterday and they said, palmy party, going on a Tinder date, and I would love to go.
Yeah. Now, judging by this text, the fact that it's a Tinder date leads us to believe this is a first date.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
It's a crazy one though. The idea, in my head, if you're taking your Tinder date to a palmy party, with a bunch of randoms,
a bunch of strangers, are you going to talk to the date? Are you going to try and talk to the other people at the palmy party?
Right, and because it makes me think. Then surely they don't give a shit too much about the date, right? Surely you can't be that. Surely you can't be that interested in the person if your bold move is to take them to a palmy party.
It is an interesting idea for a first date, but we are overlooking the fact maybe she's the big fresh head.
Yeah,
and he's like, this would be a great first date.
Yeah, we've assumed this is a male that's texting. It could be a female, right?
Yeah, it could be. Could be absolutely anyone.
Yeah, okay,
or it could be the person coming that they're inviting onto the date is the fresh listener.
Also, what about the worst case scenario is that the person texting in is the massive fresh fan and the person they're going on the date with has no idea about fresh, and this is all of them this is just a ploy for them to come to the palmy party, drag the date along who doesn't have any idea about fresh.
They just needed a +1.
Scoff a schnitzel in front of her.
But regardless, let's talk about that. Imagine if they do come to this palmy party, they get a 600 gram schnitzel. There's a 1.2 kilos of schnitzel between the two of them, and not to mention the size and ridiculous toppings on there. What's going on this date? You're certainly not getting busy after that, are you?
I was going to say, what do you reckon would be the most questionable topping to get for a first date?
Garlic
on a
prawn.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to kiss after that, would you?
Gyros.
I think the gyros one. But I think the problem is, if you're eating it in front of the date, you know, I think you'd have to go with the traditional pub schnitzel, like a classic gravy or a palmy, so you seem normal and not piggish in front of her. Because otherwise, God love the schnitzels. I'll probably be getting the AB one tonight, but for a first date, there's so many heavy ones there that you will look a bit gluttonous in front of the person.
It is a shame because you would be robbing yourself of one of these amazing toppings, like the Philly cheesesteak or the gyros.
Right.
You wouldn't be able to do it because it would just be too much on the breath for a first date. If you want a good night kiss at the end of the date, you're going to have to go the normal palmy, I reckon.
But also in my head, I feel like if I'm going on a Tinder date, I'm probably keen to get lucky, right? I'm probably keen to get lucky.
Yeah. I mean, why else are you going on a Tinder date?
Exactly. And then you rock up to this and you're thinking this bloke is about to eat 600 grams of a schnitzel. There is no way he has given it heaps after. There is no way.
Bloke's going to get a stitch halfway through.
Do you reckon dude's having a look at the menu here, not only can you get the palmies, the 600 grammers, but also, what if he cracks on a pasta cob loaf?
Oh my God.
This guy could be an absolute animal.
Carby. It would be carby. Oh, I got to say, it doesn't... I mean, there's pros and cons to this as a first date. It could go very well. It could go a bit south. But I got to say, I've been on a pretty shit first date.
Yeah, okay. Where'd you go?
Well, it was, once again, Tinder date. I was chatting up this girl for a little bit. And she worked just sort of around the corner. And so one night she messaged me, hey, come in. I'll knock off early. We can hang out. And I said, yep, sounds good. So I was with a few people from here, actually. And I was like, does anyone want to come with me, hang out for an hour or so, just to, like, she knocks off, just because I don't want to sit there all alone, like, have no one to talk to. It's a bit odd. I look too keen.
It's a weird one to sit there alone while she's working, and, you know, I don't know.
And being someone who's, it was at a bar, so being someone who's worked in a bar before, there's nothing more annoying than someone coming in trying to talk to you as you're trying to do your work. So I ended up having our very lucky boss, Sophie, come along. She was the only one without plans. So she's come along, and we sit up there. Hour goes by, still working. Not really coming up and chatting to me either. Another hour goes by. Now she's dead set avoiding me.
Yeah, no doubt, 'cause you got another girl on your date.
Well, it wasn't a date, though. I even explained to her, I'm here with my boss because I just thought I'd hang out with someone till you knock off. Gave me the dead eyes. And I said, listen, look, we're going to go out. Come join us when you finish. Got deleted on Tinder the next day.
Wow.
That was a bad first date.
It's a shocking move.
That's a terrible one. I can see the intention behind what you're doing, but I reckon she must have thought it was just the most spiteful thing.
If you rocked up to my workplace, we're going on a date, and you've brought another girl, and you're sitting there laughing along, I would be like, you absolute piece of...
Why can't I have friends of the opposite gender?
You're demanding the date to get you cheese boards and whatnot. You're like, hey, can you bring it over here?
And can you make the cheese in a love heart sort of?
I really like this girl. Don't tell anyone.
I'm sensing something special.
Good gear.
Have you guys had shocking first dates?
Like on a not a shocking one, but on a stranger one. I went to karaoke.
Yeah, but it was a private booth.
And it was a private booth. It was just the two of us. And
What happened?
I think it's I think there's a little bit of
No, we're not going to talk about what happened in that booth.
But like there is the danger of, you know, it being a bit of an ick as well. You know, I know you said Davo,
singing your heart out.
Yeah, guys singing or on a guitar is a bit off. And
unless you're a really good singer,
no,
then
but
maybe...
no. I think if you're a really good singer and you're earnestly singing it, it's awful.
Nah, but what if you're like a really good singer, but you're doing like the Jack Black style where you're sort of half taking the piss, but it still sounds good?
That is ick. That's even more
That's
ick.
just because you don't like Jack Black.
So do you think it's less icky if you're a bad singer and you're properly just taking the piss?
I just think if you were in a karaoke bar with other people, like let's sing or something, and there's other people around, totally fine. You can get up there and sing. But when it's one-on-one, intimate situation, she doesn't know where to look.
You're
you
singing
don't know
just
where to
the
look.
two of us, looking her dead in the eye. Just the two of us.
I think Callum was singing more Genuine Pony.
Absolute
animal.
If you want to know, and I don't know how. I don't know how she didn't get the ick, because from what I remember, there was more rapping. It was Eminem was on there, so
at least it wasn't Ye.
Yeah. You know, so it was a definitely dicey game to pull out the Eminem, but I don't know, she had a good time.
Now, Davo, I know you've been on a fair share of shit dates.
I
Go on.
mean, I would love to say that, but I actually don't, because I don't date.
What about back in the day, though? Surely there was one, at least one shocking.
No, but back in the day, like when we say back in the day, I got with my ex when I was 19 and was with him till I was 30. So back in the day, the only dates I went on was at Tea Tree Plaza
shopping
Hoyts.
centres.
The TTP hangout. I remember doing that when I was in primary school.
That's my only understanding of dating in 2023.
Let's go to the food court for lunch. Oh, shockers. Hey, let's get into the podcast.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
You know what? I've mentioned it once. I've mentioned it twice. I'll mention it 3 times. I went to the Foo Fighters concert last Saturday, and I promise you this is the last bit of content from that particular night.
Hey, it was. It sounded like a great concert, but it seems like, you know, Dave Grohl and the band themselves weren't exactly the highlight for you, because there's a few little off stories that seem to be taking reign.
Well, let me tell you, what I'm about to tell you isn't the highlight of the concert. I need to make that clear. here.
Right, okay, so it's a
Did
bit
you
of a...
actually catch any of this concert? Or?
Oh, yeah, I was too busy guarding the hot dog in my handbag and, talking to people and whatever.
So you're telling us this next story is more of a hindrance on the whole night?
Yeah, I could even say it possibly ruined.
Really?
The night.
Ruin the Foo Fighters. That's a hard thing to do because they're such a good band.
Yeah, I mean, their set was about 3 hours, right? So it was a long
That's
set.
a long
That's
set.
huge.
2.5 hours, right? And so you're obviously waiting for the heavy hitters. You've got your Pretender, you've got your trying to think of another
Wheels.
No, I hate that song.
Did you go to the concert?
Avalon, yeah.
All the heavy hitters, but obviously they've got their final song of the night, which is The Best of You. And I'm going to set the scene of what was going on.
I've got another confession.
So there's Dave Grohl. He's giving it heaps up there, having a good time.
Yeah, smashing it.
Everyone is singing along. I'm talking, there's a real vibe going on in the crowd.
Cool.
Yeah.
As you're singing, you're giving it heaps, breathing in and out, and next minute this happens. The horrible bloke in front of me has let one rip. And we are jam-packed in this crowd.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
So no longer are we singing along to Best of You. We're covering our faces, absolutely devastated. He ruined the final song of the night.
Was it that many decibels on it that you heard it cut through Best of
I
You?
was going to say, did you actually hear it or was it just smell?
I wish I could say I heard. It wasn't that, unfortunately.
And there's my next question as well. Are you for sure it was the guy
Yes,
in front of
there
you?
was
If
no doubts.
Yeah, he looked like the type.
He was on the Canadian clubs. He had a
He
backwards
did,
cap.
he did the look around and
He was not. He didn't admit it, but you could tell he was on edge.
he had a guilty face.
Just a guilty face, trying to mime as many lyrics as he can to, take everyone's mind off that it's him. I think it's
Yeah.
funny as well that it's the last song, so that's the point of the concert where everyone's really pushing into the mosh and pushing up to the front to really get the best part of the concert.
Yeah, we weren't escaping.
Shame on this bloke for making it through an almost 3-hour set and just to let it rip in the last song.
Because if you had an option, Davo, you would have rather he does it in the first two songs.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Do it through Wheels. I hate that song. Anything else where I don't want to sing along, but this one, I was just, you have absolutely ruined this for me.
Yeah, what a pig.
He was.
We're going to open up the phone lines here. When did the fart ruin the moment? I mean, was it at a wedding, a funeral, maybe?
Yeah.
Could have been a first kiss.
Oh,
Could
that would be
a
bad.
job interview.
I mean, Tom's Nordburger got ruined one time when he
Uh-huh. You're going to bring that up, are you?
he sharted.
Yeah, twice.
We got this text here though that's just come in. It's a bit off.
Are you going to read this?
Yeah, I'll read
All
it.
right.
I'll read it. Someone said along the subject line said, I was in bed having an intimate moment with a boy as he took a trip downstairs. A little toot came out.
Nah.
Oh, that is a fart. That would ruin the
that
moment.
ruined the moment.
Yeah, I thought when we were giving examples to fart during a first kiss would be bad. That takes the cake. For
Hey,
sure.
let's go to Forreston. We got Dave on the line. Dave, when did the fart ruin the moment?
Oh, g'day guys, how are you?
Yeah,
Good.
good,
Very
mate.
good,
And
Dave.
yourself?
Yeah, pretty good,
You
pretty good.
beauty.
Yeah, I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
And we were running class prayer one morning, and
no.
it was all quiet in the class, and everyone was doing their little nice prayers, and one of the Year 6 girls actually let a massive one go, and the whole class absolutely lost her.
Yeah.
Bigger
I mean,
than that one, Dave?
Oh, and it was huge. And she was bright red, yeah.
Wasn't it an
She had
accident?
bright red and I think so, because she was so embarrassed,
Oh.
mortified, and yeah, poor girl. But yeah, it was you couldn't hide. It was so big you couldn't hide from it. It was huge.
And you've got God watching over you, so extra
That's-
He was
extra
impressed,
tense.
I think, as well.
He was impressed. Dave, I reckon that's a bit of trauma that's going to stay with her forever. She'll be telling that in 30 years' time.
Yeah, absolutely. Good on you,
I
Dave.
reckon. Thanks.
Cheers, mate. Hey, let's go to Ebby in Gulfview. Hi, it's Ebby. When did the fart ruin the moment?
How you doing? Well, years ago we went out with a few boys, and then we ended up going clubbing. And then a friend of us, he used to pick up girls pretty often.
Yeah.
He picks up this chick, and they're pashing. And the other friend, he was pretty jealous. He just walks into the middle of the dance floor, drops
way.
the fart, and just walks off.
He's dropped a grenade and ran.
Wow. Wow, do you reckon the girl or your mate like suspected either of them two were the culprit behind it and it was a major turn-off, or they knew it was the other friend?
The friend definitely knew he was the other friend.
Yeah, okay.
It was an attack. It was a targeted attack.
Chemical warfare. Hey, let's go to Davin in Oaklands Park. Davin, can you wrap things up? When did the fart ruin the moment?
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Yeah, good mate. And yourself?
Yeah, not bad.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we were at the Black Eyed Peas concert, probably about an hour in. The vibe is going off, and everyone's up dancing. And then will.i.am does a set where the DJ booth actually rises in the air. Everyone's having a good time.
Wow.
Next thing, there's an SDFD. I don't know where it come from, but it's one of those ones you could taste and also make your eyes water.
No way.
I was with a couple of friends and respected partners, and then my mate is going, "There's a guy in front. You've got to say something, like give him a nudge, and then get stuck into him."
Jeez.
And I was thinking to myself, that is disgusting. I'm trying to obviously hold my breath and go, nah, got to stay calm. Don't take a deep breath. Be the better man. Totally killed the vibe, and then was the talking point for the rest of the concert.
Yeah. Wow.
People all the way in the back have heard the story of this great fart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it wasn't until about 3 years later, and then my best mate told me that it was actually him that dropped the
No
phone.
way. Oh man, so you were gonna start on a random citizen of the concert, an innocent man.
Yep.
Oh, good on you, Davin. Thanks for getting involved, mate.
Yeah, not a problem. See you guys.
All right,
See
we
ya,
just
mate.
need to end on this text here. It was ridiculous. It says, Mum took Nana to the bank and was waiting 5 deep in the line, and Nana let one go. To say the least, wasn't great.
First you get the sugar, then you get the power, then you get the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast.
You know what, boys? Aussies abroad, they always get a bad rap, generally labelled as drunken hoons, being wild, obnoxious, sometimes causing trouble. I mean, we've all seen Channel 7's What Happens in Bali.
Someone's got to uphold the reputation.
Yeah, someone's got to do it.
Those brave souls that, risk going to jail just so we can have that Aussie larrikin rep overseas.
Well, it certainly has continued on over in Canada, because an Aussie has made its way over there and has gone absolutely nuts. And this Aussie is no other than a female kangaroo.
You've been hit by
Kangaroo. Yeah. It's a lot of creativity gone into that. This is radio, baby.
10 minutes of work.
Yeah, so not a human, a kangaroo has taken the reign for causing a bit of trouble overseas.
Yeah, look, she's been arrested by Canada police after escaping handlers during being transported to a new home. So,
That's the sound of the police.
yeah. So they stopped at a servo, Canada servo, to get some snacks.
You want a snack, mate? You need a drink?
Well, no doubt she said, hey, yes, so she could get the stop happening.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they'd stopped, she goes, boos, gets out of there and escapes, right?
On the run.
On the run.
Jeez, it's a funny one though, because you do see the kangaroos here, and when they get into fights with people, and they are jacked. They would be an intimidating one for a police officer to try and take down.
Imagine the cops on the radio chatter, like APB out for a female 7 foot bouncing around.
Yeah, they're like, this
me.
woman's suffering from gigantism. How are we going to take her down?
So look, the thing is that yes, it got worse. So the police have gone on this wild goose chase, kangaroo chase.
Oi.
And they have gone over the radio. They've all come in together to find this kangaroo. The kangaroo gets spotted. They get her. And you know what she does? Punches one of them in the face. She's an absolute, I was going to say animal, but she is.
You've been hit by
Kangaroo. She has been arrested. She's been taken back to her rightful owners for the moment, and all is well that ends well. But the policeman is quite upset that a female kangaroo has punched him in the face.
Got the better of him, yeah.
Certainly did.
Imagine that on the dash cam. Just, on the car
On the
dash
YouTube
cam.
videos, yeah.
It would have to go viral if it's filmed, for sure.
You've been hit by,
Oh, no, Tom.
hit by a kangaroo criminal.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
We're officially in the Christmas season, and that means people are getting around the Christmas movies. You sit down with your family, your friends, and you go through all the heavy-hitting classics. And usually, you know, they're so rewatchable, these Christmas movies. So they're kind of movies, I guess, people do watch yearly, and you end up making a tradition out of it.
Yeah, in case you're wondering, 18 days left till Christmas Day, so
the
get
countdown.
that shopping done.
Jeez, have you guys done any shopping? Nah. Why would ya?
I thought about
Neither.
it. In my head, I've thought about it. I've conceptualised the shopping, but it hasn't been done. So in a capacity, it's been done.
Every time I go to the mall, I'm looking at people doing their shopping. I'm thinking, yeah, I should probably do that, get organised this year, but nah. Just not
Nah,
gonna
leave
do
it till Christmas Eve and head out to Marion and really give yourself some good anxiety.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Put the running shoes on. But yeah, it's looking at all these Christmas movies, it's really interesting that a study has come out to say what the most popular and most rewatched Christmas movies actually are.
Yeah, okay.
So if you go through the list, it starts off controversially with Die Hard.
Die Hard,
On the
yeah,
number
great
10.
movie.
And that one's got a bit of controversy in the list. People are debating it because they're not saying it's, you know, an actual Christmas movie. It doesn't
Set on
count.
Christmas?
Oh, I agree. It's the same thing with Edward Scissorhands as well. People will debate that
Yeah.
as well, that it's not a Christmas movie, but it's...
Set in Christmas, I agree.
If it's set in Christmas, it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't
Agreed.
care if there's no Santa in it.
All
if
right.
there's snow
If
and a
you
tree.
could see Callum's face, he's gone full sassy. Like he's on the
Well, I
defense
just
for no
remember
reason.
someone really had a crack
but
at
no
me.
one's telling you not.
Someone really had a crack at me a few years back for saying Edward Scissorhands is a Christmas movie, and I haven't let it go. It most
Okay.
definitely is.
Well, I'd love for you to keep moving.
It's not even on the list. It's not even on the list. Next one is Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh, I loved that when I was a kid.
I've never actually seen Miracle on 34th Street.
No, same.
Couldn't tell you the plot, couldn't tell you what happens. I just knew I loved it.
There's a Miracle on 34th Street. That's all you
Absolutely.
need to know.
This one, number 8, I know will be controversial for Tom because he loves this movie and probably will think it should be higher, but The Santa Claus.
Yeah, with Tim Allen, absolute cracker of a trilogy right there. They should be number one.
Nah, that movie when I was a kid was ace. Like that was the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Then we got It's a Wonderful Life, Christmas Vacation. Now into number 5 with 26% of the votes is Elf.
Oh my God! I know him.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
Good movie.
When I was in primary school, they used to play that every year. Why do we watch that so many times?
I think it's because it's a really kid-friendly movie, I guess, and it's really funny.
But the educational purpose of it.
Were you watching it around Christmas time or just in June? They'll teach you about marketing of Christmas shopping or something. Number 4, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Okay.
And then number 3, A Charlie Brown Christmas. And then we got A Christmas Story. And then number 1, the big heavy hitter is Home Alone.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Yeah. I mean,
Hang on.
Yeah, I know.
Where was Love Actually?
I know
in
what
that?
you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Love Actually, which is also 20 years old this year, is not on the list.
I feel it in my fingers.
Not to take away from Home Alone, it's a classic. It's a movie we all know and love, which is insane in this day and age. Like, who at all leaves their child at home? But
controversial
Love
opinion.
Actually.
Controversial opinion. Don't care for Love Actually.
Ooh. Okay. Red flag.
Found it boring.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
It's
talk.
no Tim Allen Santa Claus. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, I don't mind it, but I think it is a weird one because out of any of these movies, I reckon Love Actually is the most rewatched because you can't get away from Channel 7 in the month of December without seeing it on the TV. Or I reckon every Christmas Eve it's played or something like that. Other than that as well, you know what? Another one you haven't picked up on that's controversially not on the list?
What's that?
Grinch.
What would I wear?
Yeah, The Grinch is a classic as well.
Definitely.
All right, let's make our own list here, boys, because this list is no good.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with this list one bit. We're going to head to the Fresh Fam now. What's the best Christmas movie, Adelaide? Plenty of people getting involved right now on the text line. We have got such a good list going on already. Quite a few people are saying this one, Polar Express.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
You've never
I've
seen
never
it?
seen it.
Really?
No.
Great
Yeah.
movie.
That's
Tom
all right.
Hanks. Yeah,
Yeah,
can't
good.
go wrong.
Awesome.
Yeah, someone else is texting saying Friday after next, Christmas in the Hood with Ice Cube.
I love the obscure Christmas ones. This one's not so obscure, but someone said, and it's got a few on the text line. Tim Burton, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Which also, interestingly, Tim Burton does the he does the Batman, like the Batman with Catwoman and stuff, and it's like the Christmas theme. Which
Fresh
is also
Fam,
really
I'm
good.
sorry, but Callum fights against being the movie guy all the time. But then anytime we talk about movie, he
telling
comes
you.
out with fun facts.
It's a little tidbit.
It's very funny. We also got another text in saying Gremlins.
Gremlins.
Yeah, cool.
I forgot about Gremlins.
Someone
Yeah, that's a
said
good one.
A Christmas Story.
Yeah, quite a few of this one as well. Bad Santa.
Hey,
Yeah.
great one.
Yeah, very good one. Hey, let's head to the phone lines. We're going to go to Sam in Hope Valley. Sam, good morning. What's your best Christmas movie?
Oh, Elf.
Elf.
Without doubt.
Yeah.
I know him.
Elf's a great one. Are you a fan of Will Ferrell in general, or is it just Elf
Yeah.
that you love?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. But he's just such stupid, cute humour. Like, I love him to death. He's just so funny. All my kids love it as well.
Yeah, Sam, do you watch Elf every year? Is this a tradition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have to watch it at Christmas either.
But
Anytime.
might be putting you on the spot a little bit, but do you have a favourite part from Elf?
Look, there's lots. I quite like where he buys a little sexy outfit for his dad. I find that quite funny.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Good on you, Sam. Thanks for getting involved. Let's head over to Chloe in Blackwood. Chloe, what's your favourite Christmas movie?
I think Die Hard.
Die Hard. Yeah, now this is a controversial one because some people would think it's not exactly a Christmas movie, but it is set on Christmas.
It is. It's set on Christmas Eve, and he goes back to see his wife and spend Christmas with his wife. So it absolutely counts.
Yeah. Now, what do you watch Die Hard every Christmas? Is this a tradition, or do you just watch it whenever you feel like it?
No, just not usually. I haven't really watched it too much. It's my sister's favourite Christmas movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cute.
okay.
Yeah. So it is
Never
an interesting
seen it.
one. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I've never seen it either. To know, but
No.
yeah, definitely controversial with the Christmas front.
It's a good one.
You guys haven't seen Die Hard?
Nah.
That is unreal
I
to
know,
me.
I know, it's crazy. It's one of those I really have to watch.
All right, well, you two, I think, have some homework. Keep the list coming through, Adelaide. 0428 927 927. We need to compile our very own Fresh 92.7 Christmas movie list.
Sometimes me think, what is friend? Then me say, friend is someone to listen to Davo, Tom and Callum podcast. Cookie, nom 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 nom.
It's that time of year where Time magazine has their annual issue, which is Person of the Year. And basically, it's always sort of crowning someone who, maybe a group, an idea or object that, for better or worse, has done the most to influence the events of the year.
Yeah.
Now, a couple of days ago, they came out with their finalists, and they included people like King Charles III, which, of course, he took the crown this year. So, huge news. Barbie was another one.
Barbie is an interesting one, obviously being fictional, but I guess it's the ideas behind Barbie and the character and what it did.
Barbie was massive as well when it came out earlier.
Interesting one to put forward.
Well, it was the highest grossing film of the year, earning $1.4 billion American dollars. And yeah, obviously the influence on fashion and everything else, it's really done a huge dash. Then there was also Trump prosecutors were in there as well.
Oh, the prosecutors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
right.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
Right? I thought it was
Well, you
just-
thought it was Trump.
when I glimpsed the article, I thought it just said Trump, and I was like, oh, a bit odd, bit controversial.
Yeah, weird.
But prosecutors make sense.
Then they also had, this is a weird one, Vladimir Putin.
What?
Yeah,
Why would he be involved?
Well, I did read that, and I'm pretty sure is it not to do with just his perseverance in not getting taken over and just being, a pretty enforcing leader was the kind of vibe.
I mean, he doesn't need the title on the face of the magazine. He doesn't need the magazine cover, does he?
Unless he's on the cover with the horse, on the riding the back of the horse, shirtless.
Oh, I
thought you said
thought he
something-
said something else then.
No.
Jeez.
The X-rated cover.
Wouldn't stray far from him, though.
I remember when he was on the horse.
Yeah, I remember.
Sorry to throw you off.
But the winner of Time Magazine's Person of the Year was none other than, well, not our favourite, but Taylor Swift. Yeah, she managed to get that, which is crazy. I mean, she's had a huge year.
Yeah.
People have gone nuts for her.
She's been mega this year. I mean, all the concerts, how quickly it all sold out. I guess she does have such an influence over people and to all the fans, a lot of positivity.
Yeah, I mean, apparently she was also 2017's Person of the Year.
Oh, she's got it twice?
Yeah.
What? Oh, that's a bit unfair. Give it to the Putin.
What is she doing except singing about...
Yeah, actually, that's a good call. I reckon, as a fresh listener, I'd say Putin would have been a better choice.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Obviously, we're coming to Christmas soon.
18 days.
18 days away. And, I guess we're in that period where people are saying their Merry Christmases and have a good Christmas and things like that. But it got us thinking about, what is coming after Christmas, and obviously the next big thing is
Boxing
New Year's.
Day.
Boxing Day. Yeah, Boxing Day sales. Don't forget.
Yeah.
But, obviously the next big thing is, of course, New Year's. And
You know what,
New Year's
boys?
Eve.
Not to brag, but I've actually already got a date for New Year's.
Oh,
Oh, yeah?
December 31st.
Oh, God.
Good gear.
Not bad. Did you find that online, or did you have you said that joke since the last 10 years?
A bit of that.
But pretty much, yeah. Of course, New Year's is the next big one. But we wanted to ask, where is that transition point? Where is it? It sucks. Let's get away from that joke.
I think it was good. I think it was funny.
I think you've lost Davo and I.
I just loved you both blankly looking at me going, sorry.
Is that for real?
All right. Yes.
On the Brekkie Show?
Back on track, boys. Back on track. So December 31st, New Year's, it's coming up.
Yeah.
And what are we doing?
Well, of course, it sparks the debate. Where do you switch from your, Christmas common phrases of Merry Christmas to switching over to the New Year's? And doing your have a good new year and, all of that stuff. Where does it switch? Does it switch as soon as Christmas is over on the 25th and you're leading up to New Year's? Is that where you start saying, hey, Happy New Year's to people? Or do you wait, until literally Jan 1st?
Yeah, so you're talking about the time frame of saying these sayings. And I'll tell you mine. I think from about the start of December, I'm pretty happy saying Merry Christmas to people, especially if you're going shopping in retail and stuff. Every time I buy something, I'll be like, oh, Merry Christmas from the start of December. But then the minute Christmas is over, I swap into Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Okay,
right.
do a transition phase.
Yeah, because you want to say Merry Christmas still to the people you didn't get a chance to say it to before the day or on the day. And then you're saying Happy New Year if you're not seeing them on New Year's. But if I'm seeing them on New Year's, I won't say Happy New Year's to them. And then after New Year's, you got 2 weeks of saying Happy New Year's before there's no more.
A lot of rules.
Very specific. A lot of rules. That's classic Tom Gear. My window, so I'd say 27th of December, I'm going to start saying Happy New Year's. And I'm happy for it to continue on until about the 20th of January.
Wow.
Because
20th.
You're still at the very start. You're in the infant phase of your new year.
Okay.
More than happy. Hope you have a good new year, you know?
Look, okay, I'll be honest. If someone's saying Happy New Year's for most of January, that's okay if you haven't seen them. But February, just give up. If you didn't say it.
Oh,
in January,
absolutely.
you
February's
missed out.
outrageous.
Yeah.
We're well and truly into the year.
I reckon I had someone this year say Happy New Year to me in March.
Well, that was rude.
That's insane. That's an insane person.
Yeah.
Are they talking about the next year's New Year's or the one that just happened?
I was
don't
confused
know.
too.
What about you, Callum? What's your window of Happy New Year?
See, Happy New Year to me only comes about, I'd probably say it, obviously, on the eve, on New Year's Eve, and then it would only extend to maybe 4 days after.
It's a small window.
So, yeah, January 4th is
Got to
where
get in
I
quick
stop.
with this one.
Yeah, he's a busy man.
You are not getting any Happy New Year's after January 4th. I think, that's at the point where people just forget that it's the new year. It's the 4th. You're not making the mistake of writing the previous year on letters and things like that. You're pretty well accustomed to the new year. I think that's where I'd stop.
What's the Happy New Year time frame? How long after New Year's are you letting people, or yourself, saying Happy New Year's to people? Is it 4 days? Is it 20 days? Is it just the whole month of January? Here, we're going to jump straight onto the text line. Callum, you got an ally on the text line. Someone said, one and done. As soon as it's January 2nd, it's over.
Yeah, that's what what I mean. I mean, if it's a few days into the new year, it's just you just let it go.
Well, what happens if someone says it to you after your time frame? Do you say it back, or you be
of
like,
course I'm going to say it back. I'm not going to be a jerk and be like, "Why did you say that to me? I'm offended."
I love this text we got here. It says, "I refuse to wish anyone a happy new year. It's probably not going to be, so why lie to people's faces?"
Hey, bit of a
that's
pessimistic one.
That's someone that needs a pick-me-up.
I quite like this one. This is a really interesting point. Someone said, depends on your job. If you're at a school, first week of February, you say Happy New Year to everyone.
Yep.
Or if you're a politician, when do they sit? End of February? March?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point as well.
Another text here says, "If you wish me a happy new year past 2 a.m. New Year's Day, I will disown you for the new year."
Oh, Jesus.
Someone, yeah, you can really tell who just hates the idea of New Year's, right?
Yeah.
Someone else said Boxing Day until January 3rd. Everyone else is absurd.
Somebody, Ellie on the text line.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss texting.
Ellie got involved on the text line and said, "I'll say it until I have no one left to say it to. I don't really care if that means April." That, I think, is taking a little bit of the mickey.
Yeah. It's like happy quarter year, you know?
Yeah. Hey, let's head to Ellen over in Flinders Park. Ellen, good morning. What's your New Year's time frame?
Hey guys, my New Year's time frame is the 21st of January because then that gives you a couple of weeks to get ready for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Do you have your rules for Valentine's Day then? Are you a week before Valentine's Day, you're saying, hey, happy Valentine's Day?
Well, I guess really from the 21st of January, I'm ready to go for Valentine's Day, so that gives you about 4 weeks.
Well, that's a cheeky babe that's loved up, you know? I'm not even thinking about Valentine's Day.
Slipped my mind.
Hot cross buns on pretty much New Year's Day, so you've also got plenty of time to get ready for Easter.
True, so true.
Yeah, good on you, Ellen. Thanks for getting involved in the show. 21st of January, that's a fair amount of time
Yeah,
to be
so
able to send out messages, cards, see people.
Cards. Who's doing that these
I don't know,
days?
grandma.
Cute.
Hey, let's go to Bridget over in Glenelg. Bridget, good morning to you. What's your New Year's time frame?
Good morning. I reckon it's like 2 months of the year, so you could do it all through January,
That's
and
huge.
then July for new financial year.
Oh, right. Are you a trendsetter? Are you the only person in your friend group that says the happy new financial year, or did you get it from someone else?
I got it from my accountant, I'll be honest.
Of course.
Yeah.
Obviously, tax time's a good time for Bridget. Jeez. Not for me. Once again, another holiday I like to avoid.
Bridget, does anyone else say happy end of financial year back to you, or are you that person in the group?
No, I'm that person. But I feel like it's a good chance for people to like have another crack at the year. If the first 6 months was shit, start again.
Put down the mic. What's in the podcast? What's in the podcast?
Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Now, guys, I'm about to change your life for the better, right? So
goodness.
I don't know how they do it, but why is it whenever you wash your clothes, it never seems as nice smelling or feeling as when your mum washes them, right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Is it
Sure.
experience? Is it age?
Hey, same thing with mum's cooking, grandma's cooking. It's
Yeah.
just one of those things, you know, they have a knack with that stuff.
Yeah, they have this superpower with the measurements of washing your clothes or something. I mean, even when I've used the exact same products as my mum, somehow my clothes go hard or they just don't smell as nice. They just smell washed, you know?
She's gatekeeping something from you.
Yeah. there's-
Lavender from the garden or something.
Well, gone are those days, Callum. My mother will not hold this over me anymore, and neither should she hold it over anyone else, because I have the trick, and this is going to change your life for the better. And stop you from giving your mum the occasional load of washing as well, perhaps.
Oh, well, that's kind of handy to have around, if I'm honest.
This is going to be even handier. It comes as a brand new life hack on the latest iOS update, so it's for iPhones only. But here's what you want to do. You're going to take a picture of the tag on your clothes. Sometimes there's multiple tags, but what you want to do is get a picture of the one that looks like it has little hieroglyphics all over it, you know, the pictures.
For my Egyptian cotton shirts.
So then once you take a picture of it, you enter your photos, go on the picture, and you simply just swipe up. And then you have an option there to look up laundry care. And I'm looking at one right now, and it's for a cotton jacket that I have.
Okay.
And it simply says, do not iron, do not dry clean, Washing normal process, maximum 30 degrees Celsius. Do not bleach, tumble drying, maximum 60 degrees Celsius.
Jeez, that's very specific. You'd love that, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, you do that, Bob's your uncle.
That's crazy though, isn't it? That the iPhone can just, because it's one of those features that is not talked about whatsoever.
No.
I think, at the Apple conferences when they display the phone, they're like, look at that camera, look at the sleek design. No one's talking about how your phone can literally tell you and read out to you these different codes and messages of how to do laundry.
Yeah, I mean, now you just know how to do everything. If you get a new piece of clothing, you're like, oh, I'm not sure how to wash this one. Simple. Take a picture of the hieroglyphics on the tags.
I mean, Deb, your mum Deb's listening right now, and she's heard Tom say this. So, Callum,
what?
I reckon you'll be doing your own washing from now on, mate.
You reckon it'll be held against me now?
Absolutely.
Oh, God, that's not what I wanted.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Last Friday night, we were out and about for a Chrissy show, and as all good nights out end with the Fresh crew, we made our way to Fumo Blue.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
good,
baby.
how good.
And if you don't know what Fumo Blue is, it's a basement bar on Rundle Street where time stands still and dreams can be made but also broken.
That's it. It is like a paradox once you go down those stairs. You don't know what time it is. You don't need to know what time it is. It's just a good time.
And it's looked the same since 2010. Like, it's still that blue lit underground cocktail bar. And let me tell you, it's a bloody good time.
Yeah, it is always a great time. And, there are certain aspects of it where, no matter how many times you see it or indulge in it, it is still just as fun. The rainbow shots, every time the rainbow shots, that's a specialty.
Yeah.
That's the creme de la crop.
Well, at the time, I was with Tom. Yeah, we all were.
Creme de la creme.
He's giving me the hand signals. Please don't say anything.
Don't bring it up. That's the Russian equivalent of creme de la creme.
I was going to let that one go for you.
But it's obviously a very fun establishment that we frequent a lot.
Yes, and at the time, I was with Tom and a few others, and we're walking up to the entrance, and the security guard is smiling at us from ear to ear, and I'm thinking he knows we're trouble. He's seen us before. And we get to the front of the line, and he goes to me, I know you. So I'm going, oh, he's obviously a Fresh listener.
Yep. I'm like, I'm here too, mate.
Yeah, there's Tom.
So you've jumped on the whole, it's surely a Fresh listener.
Yeah.
Walking down Rundle Street, he's probably listening from Fumo Blue,
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly. Like, there's a connection there. And then he goes, I know you. You're Davo, the hype girl from Cherry Nightclub. Now,
this is what your life has come to.
It's insane, though. I have been working on the breakfast show for almost 3 years, putting my heart and soul into this show. And he has come to Cherry and seen me going, put your hands up. And he's gone, right, this is amazing. Now, Tom, you have to tell them how he was starstruck. And I'm not just saying that.
She's not saying it. This was absolutely insane. So, like you mentioned, we got to the front of the line. There wasn't much of a line to begin with. But once we got to the front, he was like, Davo, you go in. You go first. You go straight to the front. And we're like, but we're all together. And he's like, no. None of you go in until Davo's in. Because she's the hype girl. She's going to get the party started down there. And I'm like, what are we, chopped liver?
So
there was about 4 of us there. And he's just like pretty much turned his back to us so he can talk to Davo. It was insane.
Well, so he's turned around and being like, you peasants, you get down on all fours and crawl into Fumo Blue while Davo rides your back.
Don't you guys know who she is?
He looked at me and said, sorry, mate, we're at capacity.